Friday, and it's time to draw again. I'm Boris. I work for Joe Gibbs Racing. You know, the Toyota team. That's why I'm not saying I'm matching well today, but I am wearing TRD colors and logos today. TRD, those are the people that build the Joe Gibbs Racing engines, which makes me think one of these days we should draw an engine. That's coming next week, okay? Because you got to put an engine to have a race car, right? So, if you're just joining us, if this is the first time you've watched, every weekday at noon, we draw race cars. And today is no different. Today we're going to draw Kyle Busch's Snickers Camry. So here's the theme of this week. We've drawn historic race cars from Joe Gibbs Racing's history. We did our first win ever with Dale Jarrett in the Interstate Batteries car. We did our first Rookie of the Year and one of our champions, Tony Stewart, in his orange number 20. Who else did we draw? Oh yeah, Eric Jones' Sport Clips Camry that he won with earlier this season in Daytona. So a recent one. And then we also, there was one more. Oh yeah, Kyle Busch's car from the 2015 championship. Let me show that to you right quick. This was yesterday's drawing. Pull it up here. There you go. Confetti all over it. Just won the championship. Today, we're sticking with the candy theme, sticking with the Kyle Busch theme, and we're drawing the Snickers Camry. Now, this is a double whammy of history. Double whammy. That's the official term. This is Kyle Busch's throwback car from a few years ago, the Snickers throwback. So it's historic to JGR, but it's also historic to NASCAR because this Snickers design ran in the 90s in NASCAR. Wasn't with us, but that's okay. So anyway, a lot of really clean, bold lines on this Snickers Camry, and we're going to draw them today. We're going to do kind of an upward angle, kind of like that. All right? Are you ready? Who's out there? Get your pen and paper, your crayons, your pencils, your iPads. I'm using the Procreate app today. We're having a lot of fun. Happy Friday. I hope you and your family are doing well. We're staying inside, staying healthy, staying safe, and making the most of this time by doing fun things like drawing. Okay, you got your pen ready? You know what we do. If you've watched this before, we need to draw our bounding box first. So give me a straight line at the bottom. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. As straight as you can possibly make a line is good enough for me. There you go. Coming together. All right. Next. Let's see. I want you to draw another line not too far from that one, kind of like this. It's fairly skinny. They're fairly close to each other. You see that? See how they're pretty close to each other. Yeah, it's not too far apart. It's a little shorter than we normally draw. Just keep that in mind. All right, and then we need yet another one. About equidistant. You know what that means? That means they're all spaced evenly distant. So it's 3 lines. You might want to keep these light in case you need to erase them. Like me. I made mine so messy. Oh my gosh, I'm just messing it up even more. Oh well, it's just a guideline. We'll be able to clean it up later. It's Friday, you know, we're just being more casual. All right. Next. A little different here. I needed to have made my middle line a little longer, so I'm going to make it a little longer. You do that too. Just add a little distance on the front and the back of it for our special angle that we're drawing. The reason I'm doing this angle is because these lines are so cool. Look how they continue all touching each other all across the car. I wanted to capture that and tell that story. All right, now that your middle line is longer than the top 2, I want you to connect them and make kind of a pointed end to them. See that? It's almost like an arrow pointing inward and outward. And all of a sudden, we have what looks like a brick. Isn't that cool? If you like drawing bricks, you're done. You don't have to draw anything more. But I know you want to draw race cars, so we'll keep drawing. All right. All right, while you're catching up, I'm going to just read some quick comments because I really like hearing from y'all. I like seeing what you're doing. If you're just joining, I'm Boris. I work for Joe Gibbs Racing, and we're drawing today, having fun. Did you catch my show on the NASCAR channels yesterday? Had a ton of people watching, hundreds of thousands of people watching. It was so fun. We drew a race car. You might have missed that. Go check it out. It was a special bonus episode. All right, coming together. Frank's out there. Kent's watching. Linda's watching. Devin's back. Oh, Devin reminds me we have some show and tell to do. All right, I forgot about that, Devin. Thanks for the reminder. Let me do that right now, right quick. I got some great drawings in. This one from Ryan. Look at that, Ryan. He drew our trophy yesterday. What a good job. What a great job. Good job, Ryan. All right. This was a great one. The 20 car at Daytona. Look at the flags on the wall from the Daytona logo in the sunset. Beautiful. Yellow line. What a great job. Y'all are doing so good. It's so fun to see this. This one, can you see this one well? It's a little light, but sorry about that. That's my iPad. But you got the Miles, the monster over here, the trophy from Dover. You've got a billboard in the back. You've got the flames that some Victory Lanes put up there. And Kyle Busch's number 18, M&M's Camry in Victory Lane with the checkered flag floor. Very accurate representation. Really like this one. A lot of detail. You know, we talk about how our drawings tell stories. This is a great example of a drawing telling a story. And then we had this great one too. I believe Devin sent this in. Kyle Busch's green M&M's fire suit. I bet he looked that one up online because that is an exact representation of the colors and everything. And then he drew the Kyle Busch Championship Camry with the confetti specks in the garage box there. So great job. Thank you. I'm glad I get to do that show and tell. All right, we're back to drawing here. All right, now I want you to lightly divide this box into 4 boxes, okay? So one line down the middle, just lightly. Then divide that box you made in half, and then the other box you made in half. Those just help us have some guides for how we're going to do this. Okay, so I'm going to say this is box A, box B, box C, and box letter D. A, B, C, D. Now in the middle of B, box B, I want you to make a little mark. That's going to be where our windshield starts. And then in the middle of box D, I want you to make a mark. That's going to be where our rear windshield starts. And I want you to carry that mark. You see the angle of this line? Well, I want you to mimic that line over here on B. Same kind of curve angle like that. And then you see this line back here at the back of D? We'll do the same thing. Give it the same angle on that D line we drew. We're starting to build our roof now. We're starting to raise the roof, as they say. Okay. You catching up? You doing good? Get those angles good. As good as you can. Lupe likes my shirt and my hat. Appreciate it, Lupe. Wendy's watching from Michigan with Carolina. Is that how you sell it? Carolina? Did I get that right? Thank you for watching. I know you were watching yesterday too. I appreciate it. All right. Let's keep the roof raising. Okay, so at the top here, where you drew these lines, I want you to draw another line, and I want it to come up kind of like this. Not too far, but just a bit, like that. See that? It's like half the height of this one. Just a little, short little top like that. And then you need to connect them. Now, I hope you're seeing what's going on here. There's we're looking for shapes inside of shapes. It doesn't matter if it's a car, or if it's a boat, or a train, or a dog, or a horse, or a cat. You can find shapes that you recognize inside of other shapes. In fact, this could easily have been turned into a boat, or to a helicopter. We started with that block shape, and we're chiseling things away, and we're making it come together. So, let's keep it going here. All right, now you've got this space in here. I want you to cut that in half, right about there. Okay? I know this is crazy. We've never done a car like this. Looks kind of like a beehive up here, but we're making it happen. You'll see it come together here in just a second. All right, now I'm going to switch to orange. You keep a black color or whatever color you're already working with. I'm just going to switch to orange so you can see where I'm drawing. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on our roof here. You catching up? You got it? I want you to start at the bottom. So right there, and right there. See that? Right there, and right there. And I want you to draw another angled line, kind of like this one, right here. See that? Kind of like that one, right there. Oh yeah, this is looking good. You see how we've made a triangle shape in here? That's what you're looking for, is having that triangle shape. You don't have to draw that shape if you don't want to. I'm just visualizing it for you. Next. Alrighty. I like this already. This is looking good. Alright, who remembers our posts? You've got the A post, B post, C post, A, B, C. So we need to draw that A post, make a window, just follow that line. I'm going to zoom in for you. Follow that line up. Just stop right before that line. And then to do the same thing back here, but make it thicker, farther away from the rear windshield. And then you connect them. You can even draw it up to that line. What do you say? I'm going to draw up to that line. Since we already have the line there, draw up to that line. There we go. Next, we need to divide that line in half. A lot of dividing going on here with the number 11 to make our B post. Okay? So if you can tell now, I'm going to color in blue. You can do whatever color you want, or you can not color at all, but I want you to see how our windows came together. There's the front window. And there's the rear window. You see? The rear side window, I should say. If you want to make this window curved, do that. Kyle Busch's rear window is actually pretty curved, so I'm just adding to it. There you go. And I'm just cleaning up some lines here. Do whatever you need to do with the lines. You can leave them or clean them up. If you can't erase, that's okay. We'll just color over them. It'll be okay. There we go. I'm going to outline my window that I added into. Very nice. You see how we have windows now? So the front windshield's up here. See that? The rear windshield is here. And we're coming together. How are you doing? Is this one too hard for you? Just keep up. Just keep trying. This is your first shot. If it's a little messy, if it's not what you like, if you're falling behind, that's okay. Because remember, we can turn this drawing into any story we want. Maybe your car kind of looks out of shape and twisted and one side's bigger than the other. That's okay. You know, our engineers spend a lot of time designing cars, and they come up with designs that they think are going to work, or they make a mistake, or something happens that just didn't work out like they wanted it to, and they just have to start trying again. And that's okay. We're all about fixing these things and making things right, and it just takes time. So don't worry about it if it's not perfect. I'm going to read just a couple more comments while you are, finishing up. Wheaton is in Lakeland, Florida. Earl is watching. Isaac's watching. Gerald's in Michigan. Janine says this is really cool. Thank you, Janine. Jeffrey's an 18 fan. Patricia still wants that Martin Truex Jr. car. We've drawn it twice. Check out the previous episodes on YouTube, but we'll do another one next week. We'll do Martin Truex Jr.'s car again next week. I need to check Twitter too. Excuse me. I need to check Twitter and see what's going on over there. A lot of retweets, a lot of hearts. Oh yeah, I appreciate it. A lot of fun stuff going on. Okay. Thanks for all the comments and likes. Let's get back to drawing. If you can erase this line down the middle, go ahead and do it. If you cannot, that's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. We'll fill it in with some other stuff. If you can erase that line, go ahead and do it. See there? A lot of white on this car. Okay. Next, we're going to work on this nose. Remember, this is like a block of wood that we're chiseling away. And the nose, Kyle Busch would be really slow if the nose of his car looked like that. So we need to make it streamlined. We need to make it curved and slick. So what I want you to do is go to about the halfway point right here on the nose. Start a line that goes something like this. It's a curve, and it comes like that. It's as if you were drawing a banana right on the front of his car, like this. As if there was a banana up there. See? It's like if it was yellowed banana. Banana shape, right up there. Don't draw in yellow. I'm just doing that so you can see. See that? Everybody can draw a banana, right? So that's what I'm saying. If you can draw a banana, you can draw a race car. That's how easy this is. So keep trying, keep it going. If you can erase this line, do it. If not, that's totally okay. We can turn it into something else later and tell a new story. Making the most of any situation. That's what we're learning here today. So now look how that nose looks so much better. It's rounded, it's curved. The rear really doesn't need to be rounded and curved too much. The one thing I want to do is I want to start at this line here and just cut off a little bit of the nose or the rear there. Oh, I think my pencil needs a recharge. Let me just get some juice on there. We're going to draw a line right there to make the rear of the car come up a little bit. Then we have to add in our wheels. Yep, that's right. I know that's your favorite part. That's my favorite part. It's one of the hardest parts, but we do it so often that we're getting so good at it. All right. Now you all drawing with pens, all you have to worry about is running out of ink. Pencils run out of lead after about 1,000 years, but the Apple Pencil, I have to recharge it. So let me cut off the rear there. Look at that. This is an angle we've never done before. I call it a severe angle. That means that it's really tilted up and looks really cool. So here's where it's going to get tricky with the wheels. Remember how we've always drawn an upside down U for our wheels? Like, perfect. Well, we need to make them look more like a mushroom today. Okay? Not crazy amounts, but kind of like this. More like a horseshoe. Have you ever seen a horseshoe? More like the letter C up on its side. You see how these lines are pretty straight and it makes a U upside down? Well, these are all curved, and that's what we need to do today. We need to just go in this line between A and B and make a bit of a curve here. Not perfectly straight up and down, but more curved. See that? Just going to help our perspective. You do your best there. Same thing between C and D. Just give me another one. A little bit more curved everywhere. I didn't leave much room for our logo up there, so I'm going to trim off some of my window and give us some more room for our Snickers logo. All right. Same thing with drawing circles. You remember how to do it? You can do swooshes like this. Swooshes make the tire look like it's spinning, and it helps you to not have to draw a perfect circle. Swoosh it up if you want to. Or if you're the kind of person that likes to be more methodical, more perfected, we can do our dot method. Now I'm going to go a little bit quick in the dot method. We've done it on other videos, so go back and watch some of our other videos, like on YouTube or here. You do 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, 4 dot. Those are the ends of our circle, and then you connect them. Bottom to left, left to top, top to right, right to bottom, and now we have a pretty good looking circle. See that? 2 methods to drawing the wheel and the tire. You could try any one you want. I'm going to fill in the wheel well around it. Filling in that wheel well, having a good time. Really appreciate you tuning in and drawing with me today. Drawing some happy little tires in here. Okay, I'm going to come back here and I'm even going to put a shadow back here. Oh man, we're having, this pencil's, I haven't charged it all week and now I'm just using it up. I've got to recharge again while you're catching up. Might be doing some finger painting here in a second. Well, as you can tell, our template for the race car is pretty much done. We have to add the fuel port, and we have to add the spoiler. We have to add some wheels in there, some lug nuts maybe spinning around, but for the most part at this point, you can turn this car into any race car that you want. Or maybe it's your parents' car or your own car. Doesn't even have to be the race car. That's what I like about this. We've given ourselves a good template here. I am going to make it the Snickers car because that's what we started with as soon as I recharge my Apple Pencil. Maybe I should read some comments while you're catching up. Oh yeah, people, I'm glad you like this. I appreciate all these positive comments. Looks like you're really enjoying drawing today. Gerald's out there in Michigan. Kent. Let's see. Scott is watching very close to my hometown. He's in Hialeah, Florida, which is very close to where I grew up. All right, Scott. Isaac is, let's see, watching in California. Kent says it's a really good car. I appreciate it, Kent. Can you believe this car turned into that from all the lines we started with? Hey Matthew, thanks for saying hello. Tia, say hi. A lot of good stuff. What's up, Devin? Make sure you post your drawings in the comments. Let's see if my pencil's back in action. I gotta charge this thing. I gotta remember to charge this thing. We're gonna add some swooshes. Yep, it's back. We're gonna add some swooshes in the rear wheel because it's spinning really fast. And I'm gonna add an axle point and some more swooshes in the front wheel. We're having fun. All right. Since those wheels are black on that race car, I'm going to color them in a dark gray. It doesn't have to be perfect black. It's just a way to make it look like they're darker. There can still be some light shining on black that makes it look lighter. So black doesn't always mean pitch black. We can sometimes have some shading in there too. So there we go. All right, now it's time for our Snickers lines. This is the point where if you want to keep going with me and draw the Snickers car, you're welcome to. Or you can jump ahead and do your own car, whatever you want. So remember these lines up here? You see this brown line? It continues all the way around the car. We're going to start with that one at the bottom. So I want you to start up here and just draw a line at an angle like that. Okay? Same angle as this windshield line. Next, carry it down with a curve into the wheel well. Okay? See what I did there? Now that same line, we're going to follow that a few times. We're going to make it a little thicker because this is our brown line. We're going to just thicken it up. Just follow it, follow it, follow it. Okay? And then we need one more line. This is going to be our red line in a little bit. So we've drawn 3 lines almost exactly the same, close to each other. Okay? Do the same line up here close to the windshield. Okay? With this one, it is going to carry into the A post. And it's actually going to go all the way through the B post at the bottom and all the way back through the C post at the bottom. And it's going to come back on our trunk and show up once again. See that? Let me change the color for you. I'm going to go with orange. You don't have to do orange. This is going to be a brown line, but watch how it goes all the way around. Starts at the hood, curves back, goes under the window, under the B post, under the C post, and back up on the trunk. That designer wrapped that line all the way around. Next, we want to draw, let's work on our trunk over here. We need another line down here at the bottom. And similarly, this line is going to cut down to the middle of the wheel well back here with an arch, with a bit of a curve. See that? If you want to draw those in brown, you can, because that's what color we're going to be working with. So I am going to change it to brown while you're catching up. That reminds us of that Snickers chocolate. By the way, this is making me very hungry. I don't know about you. I might have to have FedEx deliver me a box of Snickers. Excuse me. All right. Got our brown line in there. Looking pretty darn good. All right. Make it a little thicker. Why not? Why not? Thicker for the Snickers. All right, the next thing we're going to do is draw on our door number and our roof number. So let's get ready to do that. I'm going to go back to a thin black line, or a pencil line would be great. You know how we do this, right? We make a box. But the roof is angled a bit, so I want you to angle your box. You see these lines? You see the front windshield? You see the rear windshield line? What you do is you follow those lines. Kind of like that. All right? Kind of like that. And then connect them at the bottom, keeping them light. This is going to turn into a roof number. And you know what happens with the 1 and the 8. You just cut the box in half to give it the shape you want it. So the 1 is thin and the 8 is wider. So that's what you do. A 1 and an 8. Do the same thing on the door. Draw a little box under the number. And then divide it for a 1 and an 8. I'm going to erase our other line here so you don't get confused with what we're doing. Alright, now it's time to draw our 8. So the 8 is just a dot up here and a second dot down there. You hear my dog barking? You have a dog at home? That's my dog Maggie. She's barking. I don't know what she's barking at, but she's barking. Alright, now we pretty much have a 1 and an 8. I'm just going to round them off to help our 8 come to life. Make our 1 have a little bit of a stick out there. And just like that, we have the number 18. That, of course, is Kyle Busch's number. Look at that. If you're able to clean up your pencil marks, go ahead and do that. I still need to get out there and do some driveway chalk. I'm going to really try to do that next week. I got to find me some driveway chalk, and we're going to draw a race car on my driveway. Okay? Alright, now we can continue our brown line. So I'm going to pick that brown again and draw it straight through the middle of the 18. Now don't go over the 18. When I say straight through, I just mean it's going straight behind it. But there's that brown line. Okay? So the logo that we're working with has a brown line at the bottom, a brown line at top, and has a red, thick red line in the middle with a white line in between the red and the brown. You see that? That's the pattern we're using. Okay? So we've already drawn our brown lines. Now we have to add the thick red line and make sure you keep some white space in between the two. Got it? Don't forget the hood's going to be white and we got to leave room for the Snickers logo. So let's do that first. The Snickers logo is kind of like this. It's an angled line and another angled line, and then they connect like that. Got it? So just try to do that up here too. Draw a line like that and a line like that. There you go. Next we're going to fill, oops, I forgot the one on the trunk too. Gosh, don't want to forget that one. Just kind of drawing an angled rectangle up there, parallelogram. Very nice. So we do not want to fill in those white spaces. We want to fill in red all the way around them. So that's what I'm going to do. Remember to leave some white in between the brown and the red. Like this. Filling around that number that's going to stay white. Filling in over the hood here. Remember, stay over the wheel well. There you go. Go under that box we drew on the hood. Over that box, keep some white in between the brown and the red. White in between the brown and the red, like that. Keep it going, keep it going. If it takes a long time for you to fill things in, I understand. Sometimes it's hard to fill in with crayons and pens and pencils and markers, colored pencils. It takes a lot of work. So you can save this for a later time while you're watching me, or you can try to keep up, whatever you want. I know I'm able to do it a lot easier because of this iPad. Alright, so I finished most of my colors. The final two things, we need the color blue. I'm going to outline my 18 on the roof in red. And then we need the color blue, dark blue. Kind of a navy blue, dark navy blue. All right. Because the roof number's blue, and the Snickers logo is also blue. Okay? My blue is about like that. It looks pretty dark. I'm sure that almost looks, oh, you can see it. This looks pretty good on your screen, I think. So I'm going to color in that roof number while you're doing your thing, catching up, but I'm coloring the roof number here, blue. Thanks again for watching this week. I think this is our 3rd week of drawing every weekday at noon Eastern Time. We've done a lot of drawings. You all have sent in so many good ones. I'm going to try to show as many of those as I can, so keep posting them, keep sending them. We're really having a good time drawing here. Who's calling me? All right, I'll call that person back later. All right. Now the Snickers logo. So here's the deal. The Snickers logo has a lot of letters. And on the front angle, you can't see them all. So I'm just going to make some lines. This car's going so fast, we don't have to write it out. If you want to write it out, you do that. But I'm going to allude or hint to the fact that they're there. And I'm going to make our brains do some work and connect the dots. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just doing some lines spaced like this. They're kind of swooshes like that. It's going so fast that you can barely read it on the hood. But people are going to know that says Snickers. Well, I don't know if they are, but I'm going to assume they are. For now, they're going to have to Google it if they can't figure it out. Now on the side, though, we can write it if we want to. I just like to write it in a blocky, angular way. Let me show you up here really large how I'm going to write it. All right, here we go. Let me erase this here. Whew, a lot of erasing to do up here, huh? All right. So Snickers is spelled with an S. So we want to make elongated, skinny letters. So S would be something like this. See how it's kind of a blocky, long, tall letter? They're all capital. So we want them all to be skinny and close together. S-N-I. C. K. E. R. And then we've already drawn the S. S. We know how to do that. See that? That's how you want to write it in here. Now, through the magic of iPads, I'm just going to take what I already did and I'm going to transfer it down to there. There we go. So my Snickers is now on my car. I know it's a little bit of cheating. I've got an iPad, but you know what? That's what I did. Chose to do. All right, here we go. I'm going to fix some of the red down here, make it closer into our logo like that. See that? And then I'm going to do my method back here of the swoosh method, as I call it. Just some lines back here, because they're harder to read on the trunk. And that is almost done. I think all we need to do is a headlight logo, or not a logo, but a small little headlight decal peeking out for the Camry. And then I want to put a red Rheem logo. Rheem are the people that do the air conditioners and water heaters for our houses. Just going to put a dot back there to make sure everybody knows they're there. And I've never did my spoiler, did I? I got to put the spoiler in there. Get a spoiler, black spoiler, and then a green fuel port. Green fuel port right there. That's where our fueler puts the fuel in. All right. Well, how'd yours come together? Looking pretty good? We can erase these letters. They're not really part of the drawing. They were just our guidelines for you. Now I want you to tell your own story. I'm just going to draw the racetrack down here and up here. But I want you to finish yours and tell me what your story is. Show me what you drew. Post it in the comments. and I'll finish mine and show you as well in the comments. Thank you for watching today. It's been a great week of drawing race cars. This is Boris. So glad you could join us. Thank you again for sending all your drawings and for having a fun time with us. We'll be back next week. Stay healthy out there, all right? Thank you.